All right, tell us about that boys program, Reverend Brown.
The boys program was called Kent Youth Incorporated, and there were 10 total of 10 boys who came in the program, and at the time of them supposed to be in the program and all, and after they had passed the program, then they were allowed to graduate from the program and return home. But when we first would receive those boys from Kent Youth, we would get them, and a lot of them had to be trained and taught and so forth because they came from broken homes. And they were children that really didn't have much of any guidance, and they just done pretty much as they pleased. So Kent Youth Program was a program that was designed to teach and train and help children and get them back on the right track. So that's pretty much how the program operated. They had to go to school. They had to do the chores at the group home, and they had to follow the rules and regulations. And also, they had to maintain behavior and respect and decency. Some of them never prayed until they got to Kent Youth. So our program was a wonderful program. So it's a good program, basically. It's just like programs we have at our various homes, raising our children and teaching them the right thing to do and the way of God, and how to call on the Lord and trust God in situations. Well, the law requires that we can't force religion on them, but if they ask us, then we can pray with them and tell them about the good news of God. So that was very rewarding to me, because just to see a young child or a young man trying to seek the Lord, even in his crisis, well, that was a wonderful milestone that would be in their life. And that helped them grow as well. So they learned how to pray, they learned how to call on the Lord, and they even learned how to cry. Sometimes you can be so bad that you can't even cry. But then sometime when they didn't do well, some of them would break down and cry rather than to do like they used to do. So we had qualified people that were in the program. You had doctors, you had teachers, and you had counselors and good staff, and we all worked together to help those children. So in the midst of teaching them, and in the time period that they would be there, halfway through the program, you would see in most of them a big turnaround in their life, and they started to grow and respond in a positive way. So great counselors. The list goes on with the guys that worked there and did a wonderful job. One of my counterparts was Daryl Deaton, and Daryl Deaton was a wonderful counterpart. He loved children, he worked with them, and they still keep in touch today, and let Brother Deaton know how they're doing. Some now are married, some have children, and they're teaching their children the things that we taught them. So we feel good when we get a letter and hear from them and how they're doing, and they're married and got children and doing the things that they learned from Kent Youth Incorporated. So today, as I share this program of Kent Youth Incorporated, these guys turned out, most of them, to be strong, bona fide men who are taking their right place in society. And then there are some who fell by the wayside. But we don't stop because of that. We just keep on going, trying to reach as many as we can. It's like the gospel. You try to reach as many as you can in the time frame that you have with them to work with. So this is my story about Kent Youth Incorporated and the role that I played with some of those young people and some of my counterparts. God bless you, and you take care, and I will be talking to you soon. This is Preacher Brown, and you take care and love you much. God bless.